All right, gals, I cannot be there for our Thursday meeting, but I had a meeting with Sarah Bravo, so I thought I'd record highlights from that meeting and just give you all kind of the down and dirty on what she said. Um, Sarah Bravo's on board. She would like the CQIA to be on board. First thing is she has 4 staff, and she would want them to be in there with facilitators. What she suggested is having a CQIA and a clinical coordinator or something. So it looks like these 4 CQIA would go once a month, and then we would have 8 or so CCs that would go once every 2 months. Okay. Additionally, she didn't like, we talked about it, we didn't like having managers on backup. So these clinical coordinators, they would be on 1 month, and then they would be backup next month. And the reason is we're trying to sell this to managers, and if we're trying to give them more stuff to do, they're not going to want to do it, okay? So, yeah. Also, if they got a clinical coordinator out and then they have to do this group, they're going to be swamped and they're going to be pissed. She also suggested each manager, EACH, sends 2 to 3 people. Okay, the reason for this is because one manager could end up sending 7 to 10 people and swamping the entire thing. Additionally, she said there's about 16 managers right now. They should have about equal staffing across programs, even if they're managing multiple programs. So each manager would have an opportunity to send, probably we were talking about going with 3 people. And what we would have is by Friday at noon, I could send out an email based on how many spots were still open. And so if a manager hadn't sent people, then it would become available to all managers to send more people until the group was full. And then it also creates accountability from the directors to the managers. If someone's behind on progress notes, and the director says, okay, what have you been doing with this person? You've had 3 spots for the progress note group. How come you haven't been sending people? There's this line of accountability going on there. The next thing that she mentioned is that it would be good to have an initial meeting around 1 hour with everybody that's going to be facilitating, so everybody's on the same page of what we're doing. People are here to do progress notes. They're not here to take phone calls or do other things. They're working on progress notes. That is going to do real purpose, and we're going for that. On top of this initial meeting with everybody that's involved, the first time we run the progress note party, there should probably be a director and a manager there. She made the point that we need some more gravitas rather than just line staff being there to be like, hey, this is the thing happening. People pucker up a little more when there's a manager or director involved. She actually volunteered to be the manager that was there, and we talked about having Ben be the director to start off there and then would leave. But she would be able to hang out for the entire time, which would be great. I'd probably also be the first kind of clinical coordinator person that was there. And then honestly, I'd probably follow up and do another one 2 weeks later, just to make sure that things are going on track. And so we have someone that was in the original group also tracing along with what's happening as it develops. We got kind of 3 courses of action where we see things going. First course of action is that the group explodes. So course of action 1, group is big. It's a huge hit, okay? And we have more people than we know what to do with. We talked about setting a cap, I think with 3 a piece, that'd be 48 people, okay? would be the cap at the moment. So we capped at 48. At least for the initial meeting, there would be a manager, a clinical coordinator, and a CQIA person there. So there would be 3 people there that would be able to help direct and figure out what's going on. And then we could course correct from there. If it's really big, maybe we bring in another person, we reevaluate how many people we got going in there. Second course of action is we get a mixed response. I think this is most likely. I think some managers are going to be on top of it. They're going to send their people and track them. Other managers aren't going to be on top of it, and some people just aren't going to attend. Okay. Third course of action is we got a flop. There's no follow through, no whatever. Okay. If that happens, then we'll reevaluate how many people I actually need there. If we got like 6 people showing up per week, we don't need 2 people staffing it, and we can kind of figure it out from there. But this is essentially what we went over. That her 4 staff, she's in on it. We should probably, they'll rotate once a month. Also, it looks like I'll be sending out a sign-up sheet for people in this, and we still need to talk about kind of stakeholders, who's gonna actually be those 8 or so staff that are staffing it. And we would have a sign-up sheet where they would 1 month be on, and then the next month be back up. I would also probably be the person that sends the email out on Fridays saying there's still spots available. I can do that right now. That's not a big deal. I'll just log into Relias and say, hey, look, it's noon on Friday. We have 6 spots available. Managers, you're free to sign up additional people. What we would need from Yadi is her to actually print out the list and have it there at the, whenever we decide to have a progress note party. That's essentially the breakdown of what we had from the meeting. Sarah Bravo's super supportive, and she's also done this at her previous agency, and she's got a lot of insights of how it went well and how it did not go well. Maybe it's something that we pick her brain a little bit more, okay? Hope this is helpful. Sorry that I can't be there. If you have any follow-up questions, hit me up. All right, peace.